0 points after Louisville kicks off to open the game. So it has not been a successful sojourn for teams taking this opening kickoff against this Cardinal defense. Brock Travelstead puts toe to leather, and we're underway here in Louisville. Kyron Drones for Virginia Tech took over when Grant Wells got hurt early in the year, Mark, and he hasn't looked back.
No, he hasn't. And Grant Wells, quite honestly, is healthy, right? They just have decided, look, we think that Kyron Drones gives us the best chance at winning. And you look at his build. I mean, he's like a linebacker playing quarterback, and he'll lower his shoulder, he'll run you over. Really good, excels at the deep balls. Look for him to get some shots downfield early in this game.
Play fake. Pressure comes up the middle, and he goes down. Stephen Herron, the Stanford transfer, drops him on the opening play.
Well, here he comes, right off the right-hand side. Just a miscommunication. No one blocked him. It looked like Braylon Moore, the left guard, was supposed to kick out and never did. And just a clean sack on the first play.
Loss of 10. Tuten on the run. Tries the left side. Give him about 6. It'll bring up 3rd down and long.
And, we talk about Virginia Tech and how good they are at rushing the passer, but Louisville's no slouch either. They got a guy, a number 9, Ashton Gelati, who can straight up get to the quarterback. He's 2nd in the ACC in sacks. You got to know where number 9 is on 3rd down.
He's on the top side of your screen. Flag on the play. Virginia Tech.
Offense number 65. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Virginia Tech frazzled a little bit here in the early going as Tim Hedgepeth, our referee, gives us the call.
Well, guess who was lined up opposite of Chaplin? It was Ashton Gelati, right? He knows. He's seen the scouting report. He's watched the film. Where's number 9? There he is.
3rd and 19. Bhayshul Tuten in the backfield with Drones. Tied into Waquan Wright in motion. Quickly out to the outside, but this Louisville defense pursues. Antonio Watts and company got to the receiver and dropped Jalen Lane for no gain, even a loss on the play. Great defensive stand by Louisville to start this game.
And this is what Louisville does. You mentioned it, Chris. They will defer the coin toss. They will kick the ball off. And every single time they've done that this year, they have stopped opposing teams. Absolutely no one has scored on them. And the first quarter for Louisville has been phenomenal. They've outscored opponents 62-7. The lone points coming in their one loss against Pittsburgh.
Peter Moore to punt from the zone end zone. Spiraling kick sort of off the side of his foot, but it takes a nice bounce for Virginia Tech, and they're going to down it on their own side of the 50. Jack Plummer will bring the Cardinal offense onto the field. Plummer was at Purdue, recruited to Purdue by both the Braun brothers, Jeff as head coach and Brian as his offensive coordinator. Then he went to Cal to play for a year before coming back here to be reunited with his OC and head coach from his days at Purdue.
Yeah, and coming back and playing with some guys that you know and an offense that you know. And yeah, really with him, he has such a really good throwing motion. And when he's confident in the throw, he can make every pass. Coaches have just tried to simplify his reads to make it a little easier on him mentally.
Give to Jordan. Slams into a Virginia Tech defender and picks up nothing. Antoine Power Island. They call him APR. That's what I'm going to call him for the rest of the game with the tackle.
Anytime you get that hyphen, it's really nice to abbreviate, Chris, up in the booth.
It's almost like you get the nod from the Virginia Tech coaching staff. That's what we call him.
Yep.
Oh, that's what I'll call him.
It's a nod. And you're probably going to say his name a lot.
There's Jordan, been dealing with a lower body injury now for a while. But coming off a career high last week against Duke, rushing the football, so clearly it's not affecting his game that much. Plummer has a receiver open inside the 40, inside the 30. Chris Bell, you mentioned his name, one of a group of receivers that really needs to step up with Thrash's absence.
Yeah, really good job by Plummer just moving in the pocket and finding the little stop route on the outside. Virginia Tech is going to play some zone. Those will be open.
Movement before the snap.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Going to go against Joshua Black, as Louisville and Coach Brom are apt to do, Mark. They want to go fast, just couldn't quite get settled that time around.
There's new guys out there. Remember, Thrash is not out there, and the leader in that wide receiver room, even though it's his first year. And other guys are going to have to step up. A lot of room to the field.
Coleman in motion. Give it to Jordan. Cuts it back inside. Picks up about 4. Nasir Peoples from a safety spot comes up to make the tackle for Virginia Tech.
And Jawhar Jordan's a player transferred in from Syracuse a few years ago, and he's been nothing but impressive, right? You talk to the coach about his work ethic, that's there, and then the production on the field this year has just been outstanding. 9 100-yard games in the last 13 outings.
Coming off a career-high 163 yards on 21 carries last week. Plummer keeps it, has blockers in front of him, runs into the back of one of them. Still picked up 7 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 4.
There's a wrinkle in the offense. Don't see Jack Plummer run the ball on the read option too often. He was a tough guy. They want to obviously get him involved where they can. And now on 3rd down and 4, they're bringing in an empty package. A running back is in the backfield.
That's Jordan. He'll be flanked to Plummer's right. He gets it as a huge hole on the left side. Right at the yard to gain. I think he might be a little bit shy.
Yeah, close.
And Kelly Lawson closed the gap in a hurry. I thought Jordan was definitely going to pick up the first. Nice job by Lawson defensively. You're going to mark him just a little bit shy. It'll be 4th down. Plummer getting instruction from Coach Brom. He's going to stay in the game. Head coach Jeff Brom is the play caller, and he's calling one here. Cardinals 6 for 11 on 4th down on the season, and they're going to call a timeout to talk things over. And Coach Brom doesn't look very happy that they had to use that timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. Cardinals going for it from the Virginia Tech 22. Offense staying on the field. Coming out of the timeout. Coach Brom never had any doubt.
He's had to get the right personnel on the field.
Plummer under center. He'll hand it to Jordan. 1st down. Interesting, Mark, on 4th and 1, they don't bring in Isaac Guerendo, who's the big back that transferred from Wisconsin. He's a 225-pound battering ram. They stay with the home run hitter in Jordan.
Well, it tells me all I need to know about how healthy Jawhar Jordan is, right? If 4th and 1, important point in the game, you give him the ball, you have pretty good confidence in that hamstring.
Classic I formation now for the Cardinals. Looked like the Hokies may have jumped. Josh Fuga may have given the Cardinals a free 5 yards.
Very rare kneel down after an encroachment.
Offside, causing the offense to react. Defense number 6. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
That's a veteran center, and Brian Hudson began his career at Virginia Tech before transferring to Louisville. There's Fuga, one of the team captains on this Virginia Tech defense.
I don't know if I've ever seen that, though. You get someone offside, you take a knee. It's like, right?
No free play. Like, that's it. We just want the 5 yards.
Yep.
Maybe it's confidence. We're going to score anyways. Again with the I formation.
Virginia Tech showing pressure from the top of the screen. Watch there. See if he comes. Backing out now.
Jordan has room to run. Cuts it back inside. Still on his feet. Gang tackled at the 10.
And this is a real simple run, but watch the vision of Jawhar Jordan. And this is what has been made him so good. His ability to, okay, set up the block and then cut back inside. And that's elite running, elite vision from a running back. And, you know, talking to the coaches, just give him a little space in the hole and he can start running away from guys. Good run.
Staying with Jawhar on this entire drive. And feeding him. Inside the 5, stretches for the goal line. He's going to be marked just shy. Peoples had to come up from a safety spot, Mark. That's the third or fourth time I've mentioned Nasir Peoples having to make the tackle from his safety on Jawhar Jordan, who got to the second level.
Yeah, touchdown saving tackle. And, you know, again, it's up the middle. And in the games that Virginia Tech has given up massive amounts of rushing yards, because there have been quite a few, it's been that middle of the field, middle of the defense, guys moving laterally and not focusing on the inside run.
Got Nate Kariski, the big fullback. 85. Plummer. Gonna hand it to Jordan. He leaps into the end zone. Well, Ashley said in the open, Jordan's been banged up, but he's going to give it a go. That's one heck of a go. The entire drive pretty much in the hands of Jawhar Jordan, and he gives the Cardinals the early lead.
Did the same thing last week, right, versus Duke. You're wondering, is he going to play? Oh, yeah, not only is he playing, he's going to have a career day on the ground. He had a good start, obviously, in this game, too.
Travelstead has the PAT. Jordan over the top. He ran through, around, and now over the Virginia Tech defense on that drive. With him as his offensive coordinator. Travelstead puts a toe into it. Sail over the return man's head, over the into the end zone. And Louisville continues to be so strong on their, not only their opening drives, but first quarter in general, and that's something that this man right here, Kyron Drones, and this Virginia Tech offense, now they got to put together a drive here after that disastrous first opening possession for them.
Yeah, well, if history is of any note, they have 6 minutes and 53 seconds to score points, because Louisville, over the past 5 years, have not lost a game when the opponent did not score in the first quarter. So if they shut out Virginia Tech, history would say this is Louisville's game in the first quarter.
Tuten picks up 3 yards on first down. Heron again on the tackle. Just good look at Tuten, the transfer from North Carolina A&T. Rushed for over 1,300 yards last year at A&T and got off to a good start this year. He's very multifaceted, Mark. He had a touchdown on a kickoff return against Florida State earlier in the year. He could catch the ball out of the backfield.
Yeah, it'll do things like this. Line up in empty.
Then he comes back in motion. Drones to throw. Good catch at the 40-yard line. That was Daquan Felton. Storm duck in coverage, but that'll be enough to move the sticks.
Daquan Felton had a huge week last week with 2 touchdown catches. One of them was actually thrown by a running back, Malachi Thomas, but this is a big 6'5", 220-pound receiver. If they can get him going on the outside, especially on the deep ball, it can really start to open up some of the things inside for Bhayshul Tuten and Kyron Drones in the run game.
Drones changes the play, plenty of time on the play clock. Tight end right in motion. Give the Tuten, big hole, midfield, still on his feet, banging off tacklers down to the 43 before Devin Neal finally brought him down.
Louisville is one of the top tackling teams in the entire country, and you see the toughness of Bhayshul Tuten, just lowering his shoulder, bouncing off some tackles. He has provided a spark for this offense. Mentioned transferring in. Here he is, all the way at the top again.
Drones directing a little traffic. Coming in motion. The gift to Tuten. Almost tripped up. Was able to pick up about 3. Alderman and Puryear on the tackle.
And you're going to see a lot of pre-snap motion,
I was
pre-snap
just thinking that same
movement
thing.
for Virginia Tech. It's almost every play they're going to do it, right? They're going to line their running backs out wide. They're going to motion tight ends in. They're going to take 83, Jalen Lane, and motion him around for jet sweeps and handoffs. They just want to try to confuse the defense and give them as many looks as possible.
Here's Lane in motion. Drones. Dropped. Ben Perry got him that time from his linebacker spot. And another 3rd and long. And you know this Louisville defense loves this. Gives them an opportunity to pin their ears back. And this is one of the things that Virginia Tech offensive coordinator Tyler Bowen told us. They have got to stay out of situations just like this. Pitch to Thomas. Nowhere to go. Puryear again on the stop.
Yeah, that's a safe call. Obviously, on 3rd down and 14. Yeah, your quarterback can hit the deep ball, but he's best off play action and on 1st and 2nd down passing. That 3rd down, man, they're scared of the pass rush, and very telling play call on that 3rd down.
More second punt of the afternoon. High end over end kick. Coleman comes over to make the catch and does. At the 11-yard line. Cardinals back on offense when we come back. 7-0. Louisville on top early.
Greatness is a feeling.
Why don't you hand it off to Jawhar Jordan 7 times? He does what he does. We're questioning his health before the game, but if that opening drive was any indication, he is full go, and they are riding him with the absence of their star wide receiver, Jamari Thrash.
There you see career day last week against Duke. A couple of touchdowns, 163 yards on the ground. Back in here on the 2nd possession of the day for the Cards. Plummer to throw. Tries to screen to Jordan, makes the catch, but is dropped immediately at the 10-yard line. Outstanding play by Nasir Peoples.
Yeah, it's 2 good plays by Peoples already in this game. And good job from the safety spot right in the middle of the field. Just got eyes on the back and makes a really good tackle. Peoples has been around for a long time. He's a 6th-year senior. Dealt with some injuries early in the year, but they're happy to have him healthy.
Option play to Jordan. Give him about 6. Alan Tisdale tracked him down. Jack Plummer, not your prototypical option quarterback. Plummer, coaches say he's definitely going to be a coach one day, the way he approaches the game.
Yeah. Right, just so smart, right? It's interesting. Some of the coaches say, hey, let's just go out there and have fun, right? They try to keep it loose from where other quarterbacks like, hey, you got to get serious. Not him. He's always serious.
Sometimes he wants to make the perfect play. And comes back to bite him. This is about as good a play as you can find. Kevin Coleman corrals it, moves the sticks on 3rd down. And he comes up a little bit hurt.
Yeah. And again, anytime you have a thin position group, you got to keep your eye on how they perform, and it's kind of that, I don't know what he's grabbing, his arm there or something, but looks like he's in obvious pain.
As we've mentioned already, without Jamari Thrash, the 1st-year player after transferring in from Georgia State, now Coleman shaken up. That's Jimmy Callaway in motion. Plummer keeps it.
Wow.
Good gain on 1st down. Give him 7.
There you go. A little loose with the football. Just kind of swinging it out there. But, again, it gives the defense something else to look at and to work at. Even 3-4, that one 6-yard, 7-yard pickup, that's great on first down for Louisville. Not where they want to live, but good play.
On the carry, that's Guerendo on his feet.
Wow.
Down to the 40.
Big boy's got some hurdle moves.
Final play of the first quarter. Louisville getting it done on the ground. It's been Jordan. Guerendo showing what he can do on the cutback. On 11 carries for Louisville in that first quarter on the ground. Staying with Guerendo on this drive. Big back up the middle. Huge hole into the second level. Stays on his feet. 10-yard line. 5. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Well, easier said than done. Stopping this rushing attack for the Cardinals. And just a massive hole up the middle. Guerendo just barely touched on his way into the end zone.
Travelstead splits the uprights. Guerendo, for 225 pounds, is kind of light on his feet there, Mark. Both those runs, pick him up and put him down.
Yeah, he is, but you also don't get touched until 10 yards down the field. And
build up a little head of steam.
Yeah, and again, it's the middle of this Virginia Tech defense. You got to wonder, right? It's a 4-down front. Where are the linebackers? Just not there. And, if you're a Virginia Tech fan, this looks awfully similar to what the defense looked like in the first 4 weeks, where they consistently gave up 200-plus yards on the ground versus teams. Already 110 yards, and we have gone 8 seconds into the second quarter.
2 possessions for Louisville, 2 touchdowns. Hokies, certainly I'm sure they saw this as a big road test, having won 3 of their last 4, all those 3 wins at home. Coming here to Louisville, this is not the start they envisioned. Chance for Tuten.
Oh my God.
And that hole closed down in a hurry at the 26.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh gosh.
Stanquan Clark among those involved in that tackle. It's a sandwich, Tuten sandwich.
Oh, it's the double whammy. Let's check this out full speed, right? Because there's jolting. Bam! Wow!
Jackson Hamilton, the other slice of bread in that Tuten sandwich. Now
good.
A flag pre-snap.
False start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Brody Meadows, the guilty party, and getting behind the chains here is not going to help matters. Malachi Thomas now in the backfield with drones. Lane in motion. Pitch to Lane. He's going to get tracked down in the backfield and drop for a loss. Antonio Watts, who defensive coordinator Ron English just sang the praises of this week, saying he's got pro potential, and he's showing it today.
Yeah, watch him right here. Does a great job of beating the block of the tight end. All right, sees the pitch now. Oh, it's risky to cut inside. If you cut inside that block, you better make a play. And those are the types of things that they were talking about, Ron English was talking about when they're talking about Watts and his ability to play not only here, but at the next level someday.
Drones to throw. Pocket collapses, and he gets sacked. Third sack of the day, fifth tackle for a loss in the 11 plays run from scrimmage for Virginia Tech.
And this time is Raymond Puryear. And he just has a good inside move and gets to the quarterback. And there's just no time to throw and look for them to come again.
3rd and 29 from their own 7. And this crowd here at L&N letting the defense hear it. Tuten up the middle. But stood up and then pushed back.
The goal. Still 3rd down.
Flag on the play. This must be somewhere I can't find it.
Must have been a false start or something.
Yeah, pre-snap.
Yeah.
Please reset the game
Delay
clock
of game.
to 13 minutes, 22 seconds.
Yeah, they'll reset the game clock. So false start against Virginia Tech again. Half the distance, moves it back to the 3. Crowd on their feet again. Tuten again. Picks up good yardage, but anywhere near how much he needed to pick up. Josh Minkins on the tackle, and Virginia Tech will be forced to punt once again.
This has really been a dominating performance by Louisville. And they're not a stranger. I mean, last week versus Duke. I mean, Duke was a ranked team, and they beat them 23-0. I mean, they shut them out. And that was their second shutout of the year for Louisville. And today, there's just nothing going for Virginia Tech.
Good kick by Moore. Drives Coleman back to his 25. Tackled at the 30. 58 yards on that punt from Peter Moore to help flip the field, but that's about the only thing going right for Virginia Tech so far. Cardinals up 14 in this game with 2nd place in the ACC on the line early against Virginia Tech. Fumble on the play. No, they're going to say he's down. And that's what Virginia Tech needs right now. They need a big turnover where they got a short field to operate from, don't they, Mark? That's sort of like they need a big play to flip this thing.
They do, and whether it's a big play on offense, right, or a big play on defense, they need it. And honestly, right now, you can't afford to go down 3 touchdowns, right? So like this, they need to stop here, keep them out of field goal range even. But this is an important series for Virginia Tech's defense.
I formation, fake to Guerendo, good pass to Jaden Thompson, brings it in, 1st down.
Yeah, and this is what the run game does, right? It opens up the play-action pass game, and it's nothing magical, right? But you get this slant route right in behind the linebackers that step up in the run, and that's what the hard play-action middle of the field run does. Really good execution by Plummer.
False start on 1st down against Louisville.
False start. Offense number 0. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
That's going against Chris Bell on the outside. Plummer 4 for 4 for 39 yards to open this game. And that's the reaction you almost always get from a coach when you go to the sideline and you're a receiver and you have a false start. Just looking at the football.
Look at the ball. Just look at the ball. It gets you, though, man. I've been on the field. I'm like, I want to jump off sides.
1st and 15. Guerendo. A lot of room on the outside. Good block on the edge, and he's loose. 30, 20. He'll score.
Well,
got a flag behind the play. This one's going to be coming back.
1st down.
That's tough. Tough break for Guerendo, because that was, you saw speed on that. And I think the The holding call could have been possibly on their tight end right at the point of attack.
Negating a 60-yard touchdown run for Guerendo. Let's take another look.
Right here. I believe it could be up here too. There's a couple jerseys being pulled.
Kariski was who it was called on there, the inside guy, Mark.
Okay.
Plummer rolling. He's going to keep it. That time he got an outstanding block on the edge from one of his receivers. That was Jimmy Callaway.
Man, big break for Virginia Tech, too. But not a great sign. I mean, if you're one holding call away from, being down 21-0, but now's a chance, right? Step up, can still get a stop here.
Yeah, when all the calculations were put in place as to where that holding call was downfield, it's a spot foul.
Yep.
Still was a first down. So they moved him back. Repeat the first down. Wide open receiver. That's Gatewood. Inside the 35, and that's a first down. The former quarterback at UCF, now a tight end here with the Cardinals making the catch. Just his third of the year, they'll move the sticks.
Yeah, and you see him come from the right side of the screen, just a little stick route, and the defender fell down. Good job by Plummer coming off the play action, finding his open tight end.
Another flag on the play.
Encroachment. Offense number 42 was lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Yeah, that was tight end Josh Lifson. You could see it in the slot nearest to us, lined up offside.
It's a rare call.
Yeah, you don't see that very often because he's usually looking at the headlines and saying, am I all right? Am I good?
Yep.
First and 15. Give to Guerendo. He's met in the backfield. Tackled for no gain. Jaden McDonald was quick to get into the backfield and make the stop.
Yeah, and they're going to need more of this, right? Jaden McDonald, redshirt sophomore. Watch number 38. Great job of just getting downhill and scraping to meet the running back in the backfield, right? That's what Virginia Tech needs. More of these negative plays, these no-gain plays, and tell you what, we watched a couple of these games. Jaden McDonald is a guy who can make those big stops in the backfield.
Virginia Tech showing pressure off the edge. They bring it, but it's picked up. And receiver downfield. Catch made, first down. Chris Bell on the catch. Derek Canteen in coverage, but not before yet another first down from this Cardinal offense. Even with the penalties, Mark, this is an efficient offense today.
It is. And, a little bit surprised about the lack of pressure, but, the offensive line, give them credit. They've been doing a good job of neutralizing Virginia Tech's pass rush and giving Plummer time to throw the ball.
Saw Brian Braun briefly in the coach's box. Guerendo to the outside. Tried to cut it inside. Had nowhere to go. Gang tackle by this Virginia Tech defense. Oh, Pollard leading the charge. No gain on the play. Second down and 10. Run the first two drives for Louisville. On this drive, Plummer's 3 for 3, 47 yards. Throwing an 11-yard run to boot. Guerendo tracked down from behind. So two good plays by that defensive front for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, and they need those plays. Really good job by Philadelphia. Payne, transfer from Nebraska. And, he's a guy that he pops off film. And I talked to the defensive coaching staff and Chris Marv, the defensive coordinator, about him. And, he has this sort of tenacity where he's going to chase down guys all over the field. That time he does a good job of winning his one-on-one matchup and bringing down Guerendo for no gain.
Plummer to throw on third down. Complete right at the marker to gain, but he's going to be a little bit shy. Colt Callaway on the catch, but he's going to come up 2 yards shy, and it looks like Louisville's going to attempt the field goal.
Let's see where he catches it. It looks like he was maybe a yard closer to that first down than he was spotted. But either way, looks like Louisville's going to just take the points, try to go up 3 scores.
Brady Hodges will hold it for Brock Travelstead. 32-yard attempt. Just whistles wide at the last second. So Coach Pry with some high fives for his team as they come down to the sideline, keeping it at the 4th.
To their community and giving back to the kids in the Roanoke area.
Drones lowers his shoulder and powers through the defender, Josh Minkins, for the first down. Drones is 6'2", 234 pounds, the transfer from Baylor.
That missed field goal, Chris, was so big, right? Because you can't just rely on the Drones run if you're down 3 scores. You get back to your bread and butter now. The Drones running, and then they get the short, quick passes.
Hitting Stephen Gosnell.
We called the game Virginia Tech versus Wake Forest, where really a slow start for Virginia Tech's offense until they threw the ball to Stephen Gosnell. And he had a couple big catches in that game in the second quarter that started to spark this Virginia Tech offense. Let's see if they can parlay off of that last catch.
Second down and 2. Gains of 11 and 8 yards on their first 2 plays of this drive. Tuten on the outside, picks up the first down. Trey Franklin knocking him out, but not before he was able to pick up 5 yards. They'll move the sticks close to midfield. Drones play action. Going downfield. Overthrows his intended receiver. Great coverage, though, by Quincy Riley. Really had very little shot to hook up with Jalen Lane.
Yeah, very little shot. And Quincy Riley transferred from Middle Tennessee State a few years ago. And the coaching staff talked about it. Ron English said, I can't believe this guy wasn't starting last year, right? They saw him in camp, like, this guy is good and one of the elite talents at DB. And he was all over that last deep ball.
Drones uses his blocker well. Dives forward for a gain of 8. Minkins again on the tackle.
And that's what they got to do, right? You got to get Drones, the threat of Drones running the football. You get Bhayshul Tuten out on the edge. You hand the ball off on a sweep to Jalen Lane. You try to take a deep shot or 2. I mean, that's Virginia Tech's offense. They just have not been able to get going so far. Let's see how they do on third down.
Drones is going to keep it. Stays on his feet after a hit and picks up the first down. So he's had about 25 yards rushing on 3 carries on this drive.
Yeah, you kind of feel like Kyron Drones is like, hey, screw the rest of it. I'm going to pick up some yards on my own.
Sort of one of those things, like, until you stop it, I'm just going to keep doing it. can roll the pocket. Can run it here if he chooses to, and does. Only picks up about 3. Alderman was there to make the stop, push him out of bounds.
You almost feel like he could have had a little bit more yardage if he decided to just pull it down and run earlier in that play.
Yeah, the hesitation allowed Jalen Alderman to close the gap. Still positive yards on first down, although they only marked him for a 1-yard gain. Thomas now in the backfield. Pitch to him. He'll throw it, as he did last week. They might throw it again. Drones does downfield. Has a receiver. Has to come back for the ball, and flags are going to come out there, obviously. Aiden Green was downfield, and Cam Kelly kind of lost him a little bit when the ball was up in the air and slung him out of bounds. Drones is hurt a little bit, too. Looked like he might have hurt his arm on that play.
Pass interference. Defense number 11. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
All right, you're going to get all the motion in the backfield, but this is the route they're trying to get to. Just kind of comes in and then fades back out. And all the window dressing on the inside. You know, corner goes, safety's trying to recover. And, you know, you just kind of have to grab him at that point. You're not sure where you are in the field.
Here's Drones. He took a hit, maybe in the thigh or the lower body area as he was throwing that ball. So right back at it, though. Tuten. Inside, still on his feet. Great run by Tuten down to the 11.
Great blocking up front by the offensive line. Just created a large hole. That right side, watch 75, a good kick out block and able to get up on the linebackers. And again, another tackler just shaken off of Tuten. And he's the type of guy, type of runner that you cannot tackle high around the shoulder pads. He just has too much leg strength. He'll shake you off. You got to go low on him. Great run by Bhayshul Tuten.
First trip into the red zone today for the Hokies. Tuten carries it. Nowhere to go. Gelati brings him back.
Well, some guys can tackle him around the shoulders. Ashton Gelati, 270.
You're just not going to shed number 9 in black.
That's for sure.
He's going to engulf you and hang on. Came into this game 6th in the country in sacks per game with 8.5. TFL numbers are up there as well. Double digits. He's adding to that number. 2nd down and 9. Tuten on the right side. Nowhere to go this time either. TJ Quinn involved in the tackle. He's been on a tear lately. 40 tackles in his last 4 games coming in.
Yeah, you know, he always knows where to go. Good job of getting to the football. That time scraped well off the edge, got downhill, and now 3rd down and long. And you wonder, right? You wonder what Brent Pryce thinking, right? Is this 4-down territory at this point in this game before the end of the half?
Drones to throw it. Has time, has a receiver. Gosnell right at the yard marker. Flag comes down. Quinn in coverage. I don't know if Gosnell got there, but it's going to go against Virginia Tech, so it's irrelevant.
It's going to be pass interference on Virginia Tech.
So it'll be 4th down if they decline the penalty, but just 4th and a yard. Keep in mind, there's only 13 seconds left to play in the half. Virginia Tech had 3 timeouts, opted to let the clock run.
Pass interference. Offense number 8. 15-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
Make a little pick play here. Let's see if we can take a look at number 8 in white. It's the guilty party.
Oh, that is a tough call to make. I don't know about that.
Call was made. And now if you're Virginia Tech, the other part of this, do you take a shot at the end zone? I guess you take a shot at the end zone here, and if it doesn't go for you, The attempted field goal. Price got 3 timeouts on the board. He's going to use one here.
Timeout. Virginia Tech, their first of the half. Please set the game clock.
We'll take a quick break and come back for the final 8 seconds of our half. Louisville up 14. Hokies were in the red zone. Now they're out of it, but they have really struggled to convert red zone opportunities into touchdowns this year.
Yep, they have. Field goals in the red zone is not something you want to be tied for first in. But they got to be smart with the football here. It's going to take a lot for them to get a first down. And so you just want to make sure you at least stay in range and don't turn the ball over to try to get 3 points.
Have 2 timeouts on the board so they can use the whole field here. Drones to throw. Now he's pressured. Just throws this one away. Jermaine Lole on the pressure, forcing Drones out of the pocket, forcing him to get rid of it. So with 4 seconds remaining in the half, John Love will come in, who hit 5 field goals in 5 attempts last week. That's why he's wearing number 25, the Beamer number. Special Teams Player of the Week. And he'll attempt to put the Hokies on the board with a 45-yard kick.
Their second of the half.
Louisville calling the timeout to make them think about it. We'll take a timeout with them. Carolina will attempt a 44-yard field goal here to put Virginia Tech on the board this afternoon.
Great nickname, by the way. Dr. Love.
He hopes it's not Dr. Strangelove wearing a different number than he normally does.
No,
25. Good snap, good hold. Love's kick. It's on its way, and it's good. Clock reaches triple zeros. Has number 25 in white wearing the Beamer number. Splits the uprights. 14-3 our halftime score. Let's send you down to
Virginia Tech had their one long drive marching down the field and were able to kick a field goal as time was running out to put them on the board. And really was at least a 6-point swing. And in this low-scoring game with not many plays being run, that could be a huge difference.
And look at the difference in numbers. I mean, Coach Brom in Louisville really owned that first half other than that last drive where Drones really took over, running the football himself. They were able to march it down the field. They weren't able to get 7, but they got 3 to give themselves some life here heading into the second half. Short kick to start the second half, and Louisville will get good field position from their own 33. Ashley Stroline's down in the field. Ashley, what do you got?
Hey guys, I spoke with Coach Brom ahead of this quarter, and he told me, look, I know we set the tempo early on at the beginning of the first. We're traditionally a better first half team. There's so much game left to play. They did slow the momentum down at the end of the half there. He knows this team has to come out and be strong and finish out the game. As far as that run-heavy offense, I asked, is that because Jamari Thrash is out? He said, nope, that was always a part of the plan.
All right, thank you, Ashley. Let's see if they continue that part of the plan here to start the second half, and they do. Trying the left side, that Virginia Tech defense just clogs it up, and nowhere for Jawhar Jordan to go. Mario Kendrick's leading the charge for the Hokies.
And that's more of what you expect to see out of this defensive line for Virginia Tech. I mean, they feel like they have 8 guys, a full 2-line system that they can rotate in and out by series. And they have done such a good job of getting to the quarterback, but also stopping the run the last 2 weeks. Only 35 total yards on the ground given up in the last 2 games combined.
Plummer to throw, flushed out of the pocket. Tries to hit a receiver underneath. Chris Bell couldn't make the connection. Mansour Delane on coverage, and 3rd down and long. There's Chris Marv, defensive coordinator, Virginia Tech. Great linebacker himself, his days at Vanderbilt.
Antoine Powell-Ryland, watch number 52. He's right here. He's their pass rush threat. This time he's lined up on the outside over at tight end.
Now they shift out of that defense.
Ooh, the chess match.
Yeah, now the Cardinals check to the sideline. Plummer to throw. Hokies bring just forward pressure up the middle. Now the pocket collapses, and they get to Plummer. Cole Nelson on the sack.
Well, they had one last week. And your Cole Nelson, right, they're going to chip over here, but this is Cole Nelson coming on the other side. A lot of focus on APR. They're really chipping both sides. And the Virginia Tech defensive line gets there anyways.
First punt of the afternoon from Brady Hodges. Tucker Holloway. Fair catch. Made at his own 25. Hey, a lot more football tonight on the ACC Network. At 8 o'clock Eastern, Miami at NC State at Carter Finley Stadium, followed by the ACC Huddle crew in Raleigh. Bring you highlights, analysis, interviews, and a whole lot more. So it's Miami still in a battle for a spot in that ACC championship game on the road, taking on NC State at Carter Finley. Louisville and Miami will play down in South Florida on November 18th. Drones first drive in the second half. Fumbles the football after Bhayshul took the handoff. Ashton Gelati got into the backfield and forced the fumble. Fortunately for the Hokies, it bounced right back up into the breadbasket of Bhayshul Tuten.
And yeah, it's just that right paw of Ashton Gelati swiping at the football. Really good play.
Malachi Thomas now spelling Tuten. Second down and forever, 18 to be exact. Drones to pass. Ball tipped as it left his hands. Couldn't find his tight end.
How about these defenses coming out of half with their hair on fire? Louisville had to face the 3rd and long, and now it's Virginia Tech's turn.
You can see both of them have done a good job of getting off the field tonight on 3rd down. Cardinals show pressure up the middle.
There's Gelati lined up on the inside now.
That right there is Gilbert Frierson. Transfer from Miami right over the center. Now he backs off. Drones throws, tries to get the screen. Connects with his receiver, Felton, but nowhere near the big play they needed. Cam Kelly shut that down.
Well, there you go. Big stop by both these defenses. And in the first half, where we saw long extended drives, 2 3-and-outs for each team.
Coleman back to receive this Peter Moore punt. Moore gets off a good kick. Coleman will have a return, though, from his 29, straight up the middle. Give him about 6 yards on the return. Also good field position once again on this drive for Virginia Tech, or for Louisville, rather. Let's see what the Cards. Louisville starting this drive from the 37. Jordan picks up a good 5 on 1st down. Nasir Peoples on the tackle. I'm going to guess, I'm just going to go back. I really don't know. I'm going to guess Michigan, that Michigan State team, either the 1st or the 2nd playoff.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm guessing.
It would have to be, right, a team that had a loss on the year at this point.
Yeah. And then went on to win their conference championship.
They would have been ranked higher if they were undefeated, probably. Good hit.
Filling up that hole. Peoples has just been coming up and laying the lumber. Another opportunity to get off the field.
Yeah, and, man, 3rd downs. Got good pressure on the last 3rd down. This one is obviously a little shorter. Wouldn't be surprised if you get Plummer out of the pocket.
Plummer to throw. Has Jordan out of the backfield. He'll get the 1st down.
Anytime you're in zone coverage and the offense gets 5 guys out in the receiving route, you got to have a linebacker go with the running back. Just no one went, and Jordan corrals that pass and picks up enough for the first down.
Brian Brom, offensive coordinator. Jordan, big hole. Still on his feet. Down to the 36. 14 yards before Jaden McDonald was able to track him down.
Another big running lane up inside. And just a poor job by Jalen Holderman, the middle linebacker, filling the gap. A big run by Jordan.
Guerendo now in the backfield. Plummer throws. Has a receiver open. That's going to be Thompson. Inside the 5, he'll score. Jaden Thompson's first touchdown catch as a member of the Louisville Cardinals after transferring in from Cincinnati.
Very similar play that we saw earlier in the game. Little play action off a run fake. And wide receivers able to slip in behind the linebackers and takes to the house.
Travelstead with the PAT. Thompson over the middle. 2 defenders collide. He finds the end zone. All Cardinals here in Louisville.
All right, let's take a look at that last touchdown play. First, they draw the linebackers up with this hard play action, and then it's a really good skinny post on the outside by the wide receiver. And watch the safety and linebackers both come up, and then from there, it's just individual effort on the outside by Jaden Thompson to get in the end zone.
Coach Brom and his Cards up 21-3. Travelstead will send the kickoff deep. Tuten on the return. Stutter steps his way to the 28. Ashley, what do you got for us down on the field?
Yeah, guys, the minute Jaden Thompson scored that touchdown, Jamari Thrash was on his feet. He was the first person to greet him when he made his way back to the sidelines. All smiles, everyone rallying around him in that whole receiver group. They saw me, they looked at me, they said, hey, he's ready for his interview. They're feeling it pretty good over here right now, guys.
Yeah, Thompson, the junior from Chicago, transferred over from Cincinnati, hurt at the beginning of the year. And with Thrash being out, the opportunities are there for this receiving core, and they're making the most of it.
Yeah, and Ashley can give them opportunities to do interviews anytime they want, right? You just turn around, Ashley will bring the microphone over, we can get you on the air right now.
How do the Hokies respond? Drones. It's a receiver on the far side. That was Felton. Close to the first down marker. He'll be shy by a couple, so a good gain of 8 on first down. On that field goal drive for Virginia Tech at the end of the first half, that was a 53-yard drive. In their other 3 drives, they have a total of 15 yards on 15 plays.
Wow.
Tuten bounces it outside. He has the first down. Run out of bounds at about the 40. TJ Quinn forced him out.
And, yeah, it was his speed that got him to the edge. He really had no business of getting any yardage on that play, but Bhayshul Tuten's athletic enough, and he had speed to just hit that corner.
Drones play action over the middle. Intercepted! TJ Quinn on the pick after the deflection.
What a play by TJ Quinn. And it was set up by really good coverage on the outside. You see, very similar play action pass that Louisville ran for the touchdown, but this time Storm Duck does a great job of getting his right hand in on the football, and that's why you turn and run to the ball, because you can get interceptions like that. Huge pick by TJ Quinn.
Quinn, whose dad Terry was a running back here at Louisville when Jeff Brom was quarterback in the squad in the early 90s. Gets it back to his offense. Now Plummer under center. Guerendo dotting the I. He'll get the carry on first down. Inside the 20, carrying a defender down inside the 15.
Again, another good run. You're going to get over here, and then it's just a really good job of following up, and then the patience up through the hole. Just a great job of finding that little alley and hugging his blockers.
Guerendo. This time Canteen makes the tackle closer to the line of scrimmage, gets about 3. You can see the dig that Guerendo is having, and that was with the 60-yard run called back because of a penalty.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, he's been reliable, and it's a game that, although Jawhar Jordan is going, he is not 100%. And so anytime you can get this type of lead and you can get this type of production from your backup, you want to ride him as much as you can.
They are riding Guerendo. He's got a lot of room to run. Inside the 5, dives for the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals.
that's pretty much as like early 2000s as you can get, right? If you're going to throw back for a radio station, you got the I formation, and it's just fullback lead ISO on a lot of these plays. And good job by Josh Lifson, the fullback, and Isaac Guerendo following him, breaking tackles to get in the end zone.
Travelstead has the PAT blocked. But Guerendo's touchdown gives Louisville the big advantage here midway through the third quarter. First, the pick. Right place, right time for Quinn. And then Guerendo. Some old school power football into the end zone for Louisville. Big day for Isaac Guerendo, just 4 yards shy of a career high, which he set last year at Wisconsin. And he's doing it on just 10 carries. Big chunk plays, couple of touchdowns. Right now, Louisville with a sizable advantage. Nick Keller in the kickoff for the Cardinals. Sends this one high and deep. Tuten from his own end zone, going to give it a shot. And it wasn't worthwhile. Good coverage by the Cardinals. Brings them down to the 15. Let's answer our Aflac trivia question.
Aflac.
Louisville ranked 13th in Tuesday's initial CFP rankings. What are the 2 teams with lower initial rankings that went on to make the college football playoff? Ohio State in 2014 and Oklahoma in 2015. That's a tough question. It's hard to remember that far back.
So you're saying there's a chance? That's what we're saying.
I'm saying if Louisville continues to play like this, they've got a big-time chance, including today, 3 of their last 4 at home, where they've been dominant. They've won 9 in a row coming into this game. Their only road game is at Miami. That might tell the tale on November 18th as to who gets to go to the ACC championship game on December 2nd in Charlotte. And of course, we're going to need to win that game to get to the playoff. But it's all out there for the taking for Louisville.
And then also, right, if we're looking at college football playoff, the last game here against Kentucky. That would be another big one that they would have to win if they want a chance in the playoff.
Lane on the end around. Good pickup of 8 yards on second down. That'll be a first down. Storm dunk. Duck tracked him. If that game means a potential spot for Louisville, if they're still alive in the playoff, this place is going to be bonkers with Kentucky for the Kentucky game.
Out of control. We called that game a couple years ago.
Right.
And, I mean, it was already going nuts. And neither team was...
I mean, the second best thing, the next best thing to go into the playoff yourself is preventing your rival from getting to the playoff.
That's for
in the final game of the year. Of course, Louisville would have to beat Florida State in the ACC title game. Still to come, but like I said, it would all be out there for the taking, and they got to hang on today. And Virginia Tech off to a good start on this drive.
Yep. And you got to expect, some more drones run as well. Being down 24, though, you're going to have to rely on his arm more than his legs.
Thomas picks up maybe 2.
Good play by Cameron Kelly. We've got a couple guys who transferred from UNC making a difference on this defense. Cameron Kelly, and we mentioned Storm's duck name. He had that big deflection on the interception. Both those guys have really helped shore up this defensive backfield that was thin due to injury.
Yeah, Jarvis Brownlee out today. So Duck getting the start at that cornerback, and he's been outstanding. Second down and 8. Drones to throw. Misfires trying to find Gosnell. Quincy Riley in coverage. It'll bring up third down.
Now the stadium's on their feet. They know what time it is. Get these big pass rushers going. And we'll see if Virginia Tech leaves some guys in to chip.
Drones checks the play at the line of scrimmage. Louisville brings pressure. Drones just has to throw it away. Ben Perry, among others, just taking Drones completely out of his game.
Yep, and they brought the backers. Little inside move here. Backer comes, and just too many guys to pick up. And Ben Perry is the one who gets the clean run at the quarterback. And they spread him out in a 10 personnel formation with no tight end attached, and just too many guys rushing the passer. Nothing Drones could do.
Peter Moore continues with his busy day. Punting it to Coleman. Not a great kick end over end. We've got, boy, none of the officials saw that, because I saw maybe even 2 punches thrown behind the play and no flags. Okay, no harm, no foul.
Yep. There were a couple. Look at it. There were a couple punches ready.
There's a shove.
And yeah.
There's a shove to the face. There's another shove to the face, and officials didn't see it. No harm, no foul. We continue.
That's why we wear helmets. It's never a good idea to punch someone that's wearing a helmet.
No, I've always wondered that myself.
It's worse for your hand than it is for their head, I guarantee it.
Maurice Turner now in the backfield. Plummer under center. Turner. Drop for a loss. Antoine Powell-Ryland bringing him down.
Powell-Ryland just, hasn't been able to be much of a factor because Louisville has been so good on first and second down, this could be an opportunity after that loss of yardage play on first down to hold them short here and bring up a 3rd and long.
Plummer back to pass. Pressure came from the edge, so he tucked it and ran. Got maybe back to the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Yep.
To your point, our discussion with Brian Brom this week, he said that's, and I know we hear it from a lot of coaches, but got to stay out of 3rd and long if we want to have success. This team coming in this Virginia Tech defense, 15 sacks in the last 2 games alone. They're renaming their hometown Saxburg.
They are.
From
APR
Blacksburg.
right there.
They bring just 4. Plummer gets it to his back. And it works for good yardage, but Alan Tisdale was able to close down the gap and stop Maurice Turner well before the yardage to gain. It looks like Tisdale might be shaken up a little bit on the play. Virginia Tech staff coming over to take a look at Tisdale.
Tisdale's really their signal caller on the defense. It's his first year at that middle linebacker position. Really been playing well. This would be a big loss if he's unable to return. He's really the one who calls out the defenses, and it's not really a very experienced linebacker group as it is. A couple guys who have made transitions from safety alongside of him. So hope he's able to return.
Good to see him walk off under his own power. Coach Pry coming out there to check on his middle linebacker. Fourth down and 4 to go for the Cardinals. And presumably 93 Hodges will come out to punt the ball away. Tucker Holloway, one of the players Coach Pry and his coaching staff circled when we talked to him this week about a man who can really be a difference maker in the return game. Hasn't been able to get loose today. Hadn't had many opportunities.
No,
this is just Hodges' second punt of the afternoon. They could certainly use one here as the clock ticks toward 2 minutes left to go in this 3rd quarter. Another good kick. Holloway just going to have to call for fair catch at his own 21. 46 yards on the punt, no return. Cardinals have done it the old school way, right? They've run the ball today, and they've played solid, staunch defense.
Yeah, they have, and you really have not allowed Kyron Drones to drop back and pass at all. Forced him into a bunch of these short, quick passes to the outside. They've done a great job of rallying to the football. And then they've been able to get to him as well. And it's, we knew it was going to be a defensive battle, a ground game battle. Whoever performs the best on those fronts will win this game. And right now, Louisville has been dominant on the ground and dominant from a defensive standpoint as well.
Drones to throw. Pressure up the middle. Tries to set up the screen to Tuten. Read beautifully. Storm Duck continues what has been a fantastic game for 29 in black.
Yeah, and he must be excited for this one, right? Jarvis Brownlee has been really starting over him for most of the year. Jarvis Brownlee is a transfer from Florida State. Storm Duck was a transfer from UNC. He was a second-team All-ACC player last year, and found himself in a position at Louisville playing behind someone else, and this is his opportunity with Brownlee out, and he's made the most of it.
Drones tucks to run it up the middle. Well, you can see that ability right there. Loses the football, but they're going to rule him down at the 35.
And that time Louisville was rushing up the field and gave him a nice running lane to run through. Yeah, He's down. Big hit at the end there by Cameron Kelly.
Pressure up the middle again. Drones in trouble and gets sacked. Mason Reiger getting in on the party.
I mean, Mason Reiger is a former walk-on. And we asked the coaches, hey, what makes this guy so good, right? And does he have the skill sets to play at the next level? And they said, look, it's his motor. It's his hustle. But, yeah, he has the ability to really be a great player. And he's only a junior at 6'4", 250 pounds. This guy can play on some.
Really help our cause.
All right, Coach, thanks.
Hard to hear the question when Wolfmother is blasting through the speakers here at L&N rather. Gosnell. Tough running after the catch, getting it close. Cam Kelly makes the stop. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Actually, 3rd down and 13. You get confused by the markers. We weren't even close.
Yeah, 3rd and 13, my bad.
They're almost back to the line of scrimmage that they started at.
All those TFLs brought him way back to start this 4th quarter. So a 3rd and 13 here for Malachi Thomas and Kyron Drones. Cards show pressure up the middle, back out of it. But they do get pressure, bringing just 4. Reiger again giving chase and forcing Drones to throw it out of bounds.
There's just no time to set up anything of substance down the field. This is what Louisville's defense has been able to do consistently in their wins. Force teams into 3rd and long and get pressure on them.
Sixth punt of the day for Peter Moore. Coleman with the fair catch. During that break, heading into the 4th quarter, things were getting live here in Louisville.
That's so fun. Right, Virginia Tech, and after their 3rd quarter, they'll play Enter Sandman. Here, they're getting, look at air guitar.
Yeah.
That's using most of your situation. If you've got to have crutches, you might as well use them as an air guitar.
Jordan picks up about 8. What do you got for us, Ashley?
Well, I know you guys can feel the atmosphere up in the booth, but down here on the field, it is a madhouse. The fans, they've been bringing the energy, and that is something players and coaches told me means the world to them. They said the atmosphere this season has been electric. That 12th man is so important to them, and they believe it makes all the difference when they're here playing on their home turf.
Well, we mentioned it before. They've won 9 in a row coming in, and Jeff Brom is yet to taste defeat here back on his home turf.
How good does that feel? Right? You're going back to your alma mater, you go back to your stadium, and you just don't lose it. That's the way to draw it up.
Jordan. Stop before he gets to the yard to gain for the 1st down. It'll bring him 3rd and 1. Bose Phillips on the tackle. Season high 183 rushing yards on the day for Louisville. Take a look at some of the longer home win streaks in Louisville Cardinal history. Right now, 9 in a row. Win today would be 10. It would match win streak that man was an author of right there in the early 90s for the Cardinals. Team that went to the Fiesta Bowl, Liberty Bowl.
Yep. And then this is the 21, right? That's Brian Brom was quarterback for that stint. So, These Brahmas, they don't just do it in coaching. They do it on the field as well. Nice play.
Great job by Keontae Jenkins. No quitting this Hokie defense. Louisville had a second and short on that drive, and two plays in succession now, ending up losing yards. It's 4th and 5. Brady Hodges into punt. Short kick end over end. And take a Louisville bounce, though, inside the 30 and keep rolling. Cardinals will touch it down at the 23. And that's where Virginia Tech will take over. 27-3. Louisville on top.
You got to come up because you really don't know what you're going to get from some of these teams towards the bottom half of the league.
Drone shows what he can do with his legs. Pick up a 4 yards on first down. Big bounce back for Clemson, too.
Yeah. I was glad you mentioned that, too, because, Clemson, you're starting to really wonder, what they're made of, and coming out and beating and upsetting Notre Dame. That is a big feather in their cap.
Tuten on the screen. Loses it. Gets it back. They're going to rule it incomplete. Never had control.
Well.
No, looked like he might have even run in the back of his own man. Gosnell trying to give him a block. Oh, no, the defender got a hand in there. That is a great play by Jackson Hamilton.
That could have been a fumble.
Yeah.
I mean, he was bringing the ball back.
Did he make a football move? That's the key.
Yeah. I don't think he probably did. But now 3rd and long, you got to protect drones.
They're coming. Drones has enough time to find a receiver for the first down. That's Jalen Lane, tackled by Devin Neal. It'll move the sticks for the Hokies.
Nice, easy throw for Kyron Drones. And, you send the pressure, bring the linebacker over with the tight end, and good job of hitting his wide receiver on the follow route.
Drones to throw on first down. It's Tuten out of the backfield. Well, Tuten is definitely showing his versatility. We talked about it earlier in the game. Returning kicks, running the football, being used out of the backfield here on these short passes.
And Louisville's doing a good job of keeping everybody in front of them as well, right? Giving up a slant route, giving up a little stop route on the outside when you're up 24 points is not going to hurt you.
Drones will run. And he'll pick up about 4 on second down. It'll bring him 3rd and 2. Jackson Hamilton again on the tackle. Redshirt sophomore out of Woodstock, Georgia.
Give him that all day. Quarterback can run up for 5 yards up the middle all day. Keep this clock running.
Crowd here, they don't care if they're up 24. Let their defense hear it. Drones now going to lane, downfield deep. Just overthrows him. How about the linebacker, Antonio Watson, coverage?
That's nuts. I mean, that's crazy. You don't even know it's a linebacker until you look at the number, and you're like, oh yeah, that's a linebacker running with Jalen Lane. Like, how does that's incredible. Like that's just an inside fade route and taken all the way. Great coverage by Antonio Watts.
4th and 2. And now the Hokies want to talk things over as the play clock was getting close to 0. Timeout from Coach Pry. 9:13 left to go. Louisville looking to improve to 8-1 on the year.
ACC Network College Football is brought to you by Jersey Mike Subs. Be a sub above.
Military Appreciation Day today. The Army Gold Knights parachuting in with the game ball prior to the opening kick. You know, that looked like Mark Herzlich's private plane they were taking off of. Didn't look like a military plane.
It did. I actually thought it was. Thought it was going to be a shot of my wife and kids coming off the plane in Louisville. But no.
Great job by the Gold Knights.
That camera angle was crazy.
That's great. Yeah, it was really cool flying into L&N Stadium.
My wife was in the military for 10 years. She did that a couple times, and she's said she'll never do it again.
Louisville gets off the field. Mason Reiger. And the big ovation from this crowd, letting them know they appreciate that. Even though they're up big, still playing hard in the fourth quarter.
Reiger dropping out in coverage. It's all about effort. You get two guys making the hit on the running back in the flat. You practice all week. You're dropping into coverage and a zone pressure. Where's your number 2? He goes out to him, gets good help, and makes a tackle. And that's, it's just, that's the type of stuff coaches love, right? Ron English now has faith in him to do that. And it just opens up so much more in the blitz package possibilities.
Plummer out to Chris Bell. Seeing some backups on both sides of the football today, with Braylon Johnson now making the tackle, the true freshman out of Richmond for Virginia Tech in that secondary.
Plummer's still in. We called a game earlier in the year versus Murray State where Louisville played 10 different quarterbacks.
10 different quarterbacks.
It was wild.
Second game of the year, a win over Murray State in the stadium.
One of their 2 shutouts. The other one was last week.
He could be gone. He will be. Third of the day for Isaac Guerendo and his career day, following up on Jawhar Jordan's career day last week, continues.
I mean, what a day for Isaac Guerendo. And what a poor job by Virginia Tech's defense in stopping this run. You come into the game, you know that Louisville star wide receiver is out. You know they're going to run the football and just have been leaky all day. And then that one, the faucet broke and the water just poured out.
146 yards and 3 touchdowns on the day for Isaac Guerendo. All cards here in Louisville. 34-3 our score. Louisville on top of Virginia Tech. 2 teams coming into this game. The only teams in the ACC with just 1 loss, looking up at an unbeaten Florida State in conference play. So the inside track for a spot in that championship game December 2nd in Charlotte was on the line, and Louisville has taken that spot by the scruff of the neck. Now, still a lot of football left to be played, but in this showdown today, it's been all cards. Lofton knocked off his feet at the 18-yard line. Let's take a look at today's player spotlight. It's brought to you by Carvana, and it's that man right there, Isaac Guerendo. 146 yards rushing on just 11 attempts and 3 touchdowns, a career high in yards and touchdowns.
Yeah.
First player at this school since Malik Cunningham with that many yards and 3 touchdowns in a game.
Yeah, could have had another touchdown on a 60-yard run that came back from a holding call. His effort on the ground has been phenomenal. And I mean, game's not over. I can see him getting some more carries before this one's over.
Grant Wells now in a quarterback for Virginia Tech. Hands it to Bryce Duke. Not much on the right side as Storm Duck coming from his cornerback spot to make yet another tackle.
And a lot was made of Virginia Tech's rankings in the ACC coming into today with only one loss, one of two teams, them in Louisville, with only one loss in conference play. And, you know, with this loss, which is inevitable almost, they're going to fall into a large group of teams that all have two losses, and it's just going to be very difficult for them to climb their way back out of that.
Louisville will play Virginia next weekend at home. Then they travel at Miami on the 18th. Circle that one. And then finish, Mark and I talked about it earlier, with Kentucky here at home. Wells to throw on third down. That's Duke. Trying to utilize a block.
Antonio Watts again. Nice play.
This defense is fast to the ball. We've already seen Watts' speed in coverage.
That was crazy. I mean, he was running stride for stride with Jalen Lane out of the slot. It's just, you know, it's really cool to see, right? A true sophomore, a guy who is 6'2", 225. He already has the body. He could probably put on a few more pounds. But as his knowledge grows and as he continues to work with Ron English and Mark Ivey, the linebackers coach, he could be phenomenal.
Fair catch called for as Moore's punt bounces out of bounds. He'll mark it at the 36-yard line. 6:41 left to go here in Louisville. All cards. According to ESPN FPI, the chances to reach the ACC championship game coming into this game heavily favored Louisville. And with a Louisville win, and it certainly looks like we're going to have that here with 6:41 left to go. They go up exponentially to 84%. Brock Domon, the next quarterback, in for Louisville as Jack Plummer's day is over. Very effective day for Jack Plummer, by the way. Not big on yardage, but percentage-wise, great passing day. Maurice Turner dropped for a loss. There you see Brock Domon. Got a lot of playing time his last couple of years with Malik Cunningham's injuries.
Yep.
A couple of starts along the way.
Yep, last year he had some significant playing time and almost 1,000 yards passing last year.
Had an eventful journey to get here. He's been to a few places. Independence Junior College among them. Turner continues to pad this big day rushing the football for this Louisville Cardinal team.
Yeah, this offensive line, too, for Louisville, I mean, it can't be understated how big of a day that they've had, right? You know, we've talked about the running backs and their ability to gain yards, but you know, they've had consistency at the O-line. Really, all but one guy has started every single game. Renato Brown went down, and Austin Collins has been at that right guard since then. You see Austin Collins now playing center with the second group.
Flag down as Turner gets the carry. Yeah, you know, you got Austin Collins, who with Renato Brown out, can play right guard. Got Joshua Black, who also will get some time at right guard with Brown out, but Hudson's been banged up, hasn't been practicing full time all during the week, just playing on Saturday, getting through the year. They have performed fantastically all season long when you look at the...
Offside. Defense number 1. That 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Dante Lovett. The rushing numbers have been astonishing for them.
Yeah, and they had identified, right? The Brown brothers and the whole staff identified areas of need in the offseason, and they went out and got him, right? He was named their head coach before the bowl game last year, so he had all offseason to recruit, and they said, hey, we need some wide receivers, right? They went out and got Jamari Thrash, Jaden Thompson, Jimmy Callaway, right? And hey, we need some offensive linemen, right? They went out and got Willie Tyler, their left tackle from Rutgers, their right tackle Eric Miller from Purdue, and they thought the same thing about the defensive backfield. They went out, right? They went out and got all these guys: Devin Neal, Quincy Riley, Storm Duck, Jarvis Brownlee. All of these guys have filled in really nicely, and one of the more rebuilt squads in the ACC. But they've done it, with intentionality and intelligence, and these guys have really fit in well.
Turner, fake to him. Dolman, it's his tight end. You don't like the way Kariski went down, but he gets up all right, limping a little bit. His 7th catch of the year. Sophomore from DC. You certainly hope you can just walk that off. Up 31 points with 3.5 minutes left to go. It's the one thing you absolutely do not want to see if you're Jeff Brom. So Kariski goes under the 10. Turner tries to cut it back inside. Flags down as he falls forward for 4.
10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Busy night for Tim Hedgepeth and our ACC officiating crew. Seen quite a bit of laundry on the field. Although much more in the first half. Haven't seen as much in the second. The first half, that was 1 hour and 3 minutes, the first half of this game.
Yep. It does feel like time goes much slower when the game's out of hand. I mean, think about how long this drive's felt for the Virginia Tech defense.
It's 1st and forever, 1st and 20. Turner. Keller on the stop. As the clock continues to roll. Miami, NC State following us here on the ACC network. We'll have plenty of time to send it to Kelsey and the crew up Raleigh. Get you updated on everything that happened in the ACC today. Clemson's big win. Florida State is still struggling right now at Pitt. Georgia Tech with a big road win. They're 1 win away from becoming bowl eligible. They took care of Virginia today in Charlottesville. Turner cuts it back inside, has a hole, spins his way out of a defender's arms, but eventually brought down with a yard still to gain before picking up the first.
Coach Brom with his 7th win last week. He got a little bit of a contract extension, another year added on to his contract, part of the negotiation language or whatever it was. He gets 7 wins in this first season. You get another year, so good for him. I'm sure the fans will be excited about that.
And raise the bar of expectation for next year. Coach Brom knows that. He expects to win ACC titles here. That's why he came here. And he may play for one in his first year. They coach for it. This win goes a long way in getting there. Final minute here from Louisville. Cards will improve to 8-1. Just that one loss at Pitt on the resume. Virginia next week. Then the big one, November 18th, final conference game of the year at Miami, before finishing the year here against Kentucky. Headset comes off. Cards just 25 seconds away from winning their 10th in a row here at L&N Stadium. Holloway takes a big hit, bounces off it, gets down to about the 18, shows his toughness. We talked about the upcoming schedule, fist pounds for the coach.
Game, there's still something to look good about, right? But when you're having a great season like Louisville is, that's the exclamation point. That's the cherry on top of the sundae for Coach Brom and this Louisville team.
We've gone final. 34-3 is our final score as the coaches embrace at midfield. Cardinals victorious. And that man, Jack Plummer, didn't have to do a whole lot of heavy lifting today as he gets congratulations from Coach Pry, but he was efficient and his running game just completely dominated.
The defense dominated. The run game dominated. And that's quite a statement for Louisville's defense. 2 ACC games, only giving up 3 points with the shutout.